Hello and welcome to our weekly financial report brought to you by Q Prime. And here is what you need to know for this week.
The economic agenda for this week basically lacks any important numbers that we will be looking for on Monday. So the news and the economic releases starts on Tuesday, the 12th of April. We will be looking for the claimant count change for the month of March, as well as the average earnings index, plus the bonus for the month of February from the British economy. We also have the German ZAW economic sentiment, which is expected to show a little more negative than the previous month, as well as the most awaited core CPI, which is the measure or the main measure of inflation in the economics. Basically, this is to be announced for the US economy on Tuesday, the 12th of April, throughout this week. And we end Tuesday with the short term energy outlook, which should basically drive higher volatility than usual on the oil trading. Going forward to Wednesday, the 13th of April, we do have the Republic Bank of New Zealand interest rate decision, as well as the interest rate statement to be announced by the beginning of the Asian session. We have the CPI, which is also the inflation from the Great Britain and the British economy. We have the PPI, or the Producer Price Index, which is a secondary measure of inflation as well from the US economy. And we have the Bank of Canada monetary policy report and interest rate decision to be announced on Wednesday. So this is to be the first or the second basically meeting from a central bank throughout this week. We do have two meetings on Wednesday, the one from New Zealand Bank as well as the Bank of Canada. We go forward with the crude oil inventories to be announced on the Wednesday, which is the weekly figure basically. And that's all for Wednesday. Going through to Thursday, we have the third meeting for the interest rates during this week, and this is from the ECB, or the European Central Bank, to announce the interest rate decision for the next period. We also have the initial jobless claims as well, which is a weekly figure to be announced, and the core retail sales and the retail sales from the US economy. We end the week basically on Friday, the 15th of April, with a holiday in the United States and a lot of other countries: United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, Europe, as well as New Zealand and Hong Kong, Australia. Most of the countries are basically off on Friday for the Good Friday. So that was all for the economic agenda that we will be expecting for this week. Let's have a look on a daily chart on the technical analysis to know what we will be basically expecting for the prices during this week. The dollar index on the daily time frame basically succeeded in breaking above the consolidation and the sideways range that we had by breaking above the resistance 99.20, and we had a brilliant move to 100 points roughly, or a little more, it was 100 points, 0.20, and basically we are heading down for a retest to the levels of 99.20, which we expect during this week. We will be waiting for bullish confirmation and bullish price action to show around 99.20 to expect a continuation of this move to the upside. Basically, the euro rejected the levels of support on the weekly time frame, which is around 1.0840, and we are expecting a continued move to the upside. The first targets we have during this week is 1.0970, as well as the 1.1125 on the euro versus the US dollar during the week. Having a look also on the pound versus the US dollar, we rejected the levels of 1.3, which is a major and a key support level on the daily time frame. And yes, as well, we are bullish on the pound during this week. We do have our target set around 1.3290 roughly, and this is what we are expecting on the pound. The euro versus pound basically rejected also the levels of support, so we are yet again bullish on the euro. However, because we are bullish on the euro as well as the pound, so the movement on the euro pound to the upside is not expected to be with a fast move or with a higher bullish momentum. Having a look on the gold trading, we are currently testing levels of 1960, which is a key resistance level, and basically to me this is the key indication for the gold action or the gold price action during the week. In case that we had a brilliant BCR, which is a break, close, and a retest above the 1960, we will be heading for more gains on the US on the gold trading during this week. In case that we rejected the levels of support around 1960, we will be heading back to the levels of $1,900 per ounce. That's what we're having in the markets for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and please stay tuned for another videos. Please stay safe.